This hasn't been used for quite a while, so I don't expect it to start without a fight. I don't even know if it runs. Primer bulb's broken. Don't know if it'll start like that. Fuck. There you go. It's probably running on the starting fluid. Yep. You see that when these things are left dry, the primer bulbs just tend to disintegrate and can't get a vacuum going in the fuel tank. So I got an old primer bulb off an old whippersnipper that's basically junk. I think they're standard. I've got a load of these at home, but not with me today. It looks about right, so whack that on and see if we can get this going. Just take off the fuel can, which I think is just this bracket at the top. We are in business. I'll put that back together and give her another go. That seems alright. Let's see if it pumps fuel. Let's hook that back up. Ah, fuck. This one just broke. It's the only one I've got. Well, it runs like shit, but hasn't run in a very long time, so it is asking a bit much. Pull that carby off and clean it out sometime for another day. Just wanted to drill one hole. Certainly works still. For a 40cc post hole digger, not too bad. Cement that I found lying around. Oh, bit rough. Might be enough. Alright, let's get this son of a bitch mounted. This is a test camera. Brand is TMEZON. I don't know if that's supposed to be time zone or TMEZON. I don't know. $140 on Amazon. It's got pan, tilt. It's got little floodlights that you can turn on and off from the app. The app's pretty good. It's got PIR detection that triggers recording. You can set that 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. SD card in the bottom. It's got cloud recording as well, but I think you've got to use their service or something. Wi-Fi, 5 volts USB. Comes with a solar panel. It plugs into the USB. Keeps the batteries topped up. It's got batteries in it. So, app seems pretty good. So I just bought one as a test. I'm just going to put it up, looking over the pan. Just see how it goes stability wise. If it's any good, we'll get 4 or 5 more and put them in the field so we can check the horses when we're not home, check fences and things like that. Now that we've got Wi-Fi working everywhere, which is good, and we'll see how we go. So we'll get this mounted up on that pole and get it connected to the app. There. Well, it's working. It's all online. You got your PTZ, pan, tilt. It's not really PTZ because it doesn't zoom, but and it's got this cool function too. Oh, it's got an intercom. Ready? That's cheesy as fuck. I love it. We'll clean out this today. Just going to prune this tree up a bit, lift the canopy so I can get under it. This is going to be an escape path for horses. So when they're squabbling over the horse shelter, they can get out. So we'll prune all this back and then I'm going to dig this flat. This comes off the edge of the pan, so eventually we'll have retaining wall and then flat. So we'll get started. I don't mind these battery powered Makita chainsaws. They've certainly got a lot of power for their size. There's 2 you can get. There's one that takes 1 battery and this one that takes the 2 batteries. If you're thinking about getting one of these, I recommend the 2 batteries. It's more expensive, but it's a way better saw. I had a single battery one, I ended up taking it back and getting the dual battery one. So it's just 2 batteries in the back. It does chew the batteries quite quickly, so you want to have sort of a minimum of 4 batteries. So you've got sort of 2 on charge, and one of those dual port chargers is a good thing to have. It charges 2 batteries at once. A lot of the time you get these as special offers as a kit, so it'll come with a saw, 2 batteries and a dual port charger. And then you can just buy 2 batteries separate for your spares. So you have 2 batteries charging and 2 being used. And that ensures not too much downtime. Toolless to open the chain cover and adjust the tension. It does have an oiler, so make sure you keep that full. Has your standard safety brake, stops the chain instantly. But no, I really like them. You can cut down a reasonable sized tree with them. It's not a replacement for regular petrol power chainsaws, but in smaller work, pruning, cutting down smaller trees, this is the one I grab because it's just easy. Just goes, and yeah, like them, worth the money. If you've got a few trees on your property that need maintenance, definitely worth the money. That's a good start. It's a fair bit of dirt. I'll start moving that tomorrow. Might stockpile it over behind the forebay. Eventually this will be backfilled once the retaining wall is built. So bring this level up across. So I will need a fair bit of dirt. So if I have too much, the joy of a place like this is you just lose it in the field. This lever controls the arm up, down. In its factory configuration, if you pull the lever back, the arm goes up. Pull the lever forward, arm goes down, and you got your neutral, I guess you'd call it. Now, I changed it around yesterday, so down makes it go down, up makes it go up, because the factory setting didn't really make sense to me. And it's quite simple. It's just changing the two hoses behind the valves. You just swap them around. That's literally all you got to do. I've been running that now for a couple of hours in the new configuration, and it's weird. It makes even less sense to me than the factory configuration. So I'm going to swap it back. Maybe I'm just used to the factory combination now. I didn't realise. I don't know. So that one goes to here. These have got very fine threads. Be careful not to cross thread them. So just do them up by hand. That's in general for hydraulic fittings. Do them up by hand first, and make sure you've got them seated on the thread properly. So gentle at first to get it started. They should go under without any resistance. Make sure you don't get dust and shit in the oil in the circuit. Just give them a nip up. They don't need to be super tight. Well, tight, but you know, you don't need to hit the spanner with a hammer or anything to get them tight, or just tight, if you know what I mean. Clean all the excess oil up, that way you know if you've got any leaks. Double check them. And in about an hour or so, when the oil's quite hot and flowing nicely, just double check the fittings and make sure you don't have a weep. If you do, just nip them up a little bit. And that's all there is to it. We'll in another video we'll go through making a hose, because I like to make my own hoses. Save a fortune. We use these Field Connect fittings. It's incredibly simple, and you really do save a fortune by learning how to do it. So, well, that's for another day.